Welcome everyone to the Tootin in the Deep podcast. My name is Dan. Joined with us today we have Brian.
Hey.
Tyler.
Hello.
Nick.
Hi.
And not Thomas.
Thomas, if you're here, don't say anything.
Exactly.
Oh, I might be here then.
And to start off, we have a very special sponsor for today's podcast. This episode of the Tootin in the Deep podcast is brought to you by Alcatraz Home Security. Are you tired of criminals, killers, and child molesters trespassing on your property? Me too. Thanks to Alcatraz Home Security, you won't have to worry about anyone coming to your house ever again. Alcatraz offers a wide variety of home security products, such as barbed wire fences, automated turrets, anti-personnel and anti-tank missiles, mustard gas, scalding hot coffee, and moats. Alcatraz Home Security is offering a special discount for our listeners today. Simply go to alcatrazhomesecurity.net and put in promo code TOOTININTHEDEEP, all one word, at checkout to receive 20% off your first order. That's alcatrazhomesecurity.net, promo code TOOTININTHEDEEP. Use what the pros use with Alcatraz. Okay.
I really thought the direction you were going to take that was like Alcatraz is just like the name of some dude that's going to show up and like keep people from coming into your house.
He's your bouncer named Alcatraz.
I'll
be going to Alcatraz actually in a week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, flying. I'll fly right over you, Tyler.
Oh, okay.
I assembled the largest mafia of the 20s.
Oh, God.
Mostly bootlegging.
It's tax evasion.
Yeah,
that's how they
Elliot Ness got me for tax evasion. Curse him.
Now say tax evasion.
But yeah, it's the first time I've ever been out on the West Coast. That'll be neat.
Oh,
apparently,
yeah.
Tyler, I don't know what the weather's like by you, but apparently California's in like the 60s right now, which boggles my mind.
No, it's pretty damn hot out here, though. California is one thing, but Utah's like a desert. So, yeah, my mom was out this weekend or last weekend, and there were so many things that just shocked her about Utah. She's like, and she towards the end, on Sunday, she was getting real annoyed. She was like, "There is another freaking Mormon church. How many of these things are there?" And later, I didn't even tell her this. I found out that not only is there a million Mormon churches around, but there are like 2 to 3 different congregations within that church. Like, yeah, and you are assigned a congregation. So like, not only is it like a church that has 100 or so members, it's like they have 100 or so members 3 times a day. Like,
wow.
Yeah, if that's a picture of how many people out here are Mormon.
Yeah, wait, hold on. You know how Christianity has all the different subsects of Christianity, and even you can say the same thing for Catholicism. Is it like that, or is it?
Actually, yes, there are different. I wouldn't say it's like that. Not what you're thinking, but there are different sects of Mormonism. For instance, whenever you hear of some crazy dude that had some cult following in Utah with 20 wives and stuff like that, that's typically some sort of basically some some Mormon dude went crazy and went out into the wilderness and started a cult. More or less. I mean, I say that that doesn't happen very often, and I don't think it's happened in years. But typically, those are the ones that still practice polygamy are these very tiny branch, sub religions of Mormonism. So it's There's your Mormon fact of the day.
Yeah, we talk about Mormons a lot. We should get them to sponsor us.
Next week's sponsor.
This episode of the podcast is sponsored by the LDS Church.
If we ever do have a sponsor by the Mormons, I feel like we need to either play a clip from the Book of Mormon or just about any South Park episode with Mormons in it.
We can play just a clip from the South Park episode about the Mormons. But
my mom took my grandmom, who used to be a nun, obviously not anymore because I'm here, but took her to see the Book of Mormon because she was like, "Oh, it sounds fun. It's like a comedy based on religion. That'll be fun."
Oh, no.
And they took her out for her 70th birthday or something, and I was like, "Please, don't do this."
Did she die?
She was appalled. She had no idea what she was getting into. The one song, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but the Hasadiga Ibawai song, when they're, oh god, I think she actually died and came back to life.
What's the song? Like,
so it's like, you know, most of it takes place in this African tribe, and he's talking to this guy about, it's been a while, but he's talking to this guy about God, you know, trying to get them all to convert or whatever, introduce them to the idea. And they're like, oh yeah, you know, we have a saying here, Hasadiga Ibawai, and it's what they say about God. And then they start singing a song, and it just gets darker and darker. And he's like, hey, wait a minute, what does that mean anyways? And he's like, oh, let's see, well, Ibawai means God, and Hasadiga, I guess, would mean fuck you. So if you put that together, it means fuck you, God. Yeah.
Jeez.
It's a fun show.
And that wasn't censored?
Fun for the whole family. No.
It gotta be weird if they censored stuff in a play.
Yeah. Yeah, someone just screams beep.
Yeah. It's never been done. Push the barriers. Let's do it.
You just have a guy off stage with a mic that they just turn on and off whenever they're about to censor something. So it's just like, balls. Or, I don't know.
I think you missed the censor there. You're not supposed to say the thing you get censored.
There's a really, I mean, Kill Bill probably has one of the best
yeah, that's
of all time. But another good one is in The Matrix.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
The audience hanging.
Yeah.
What is special about the Kill Bill one?
Oh, God. Buck, who is an antagonist, you know, he says, my name is Buck, and I like to, you know, finish the rhyme in the normal movie, but on the, you know, TV version, he says, my name is Buck, and I like to party. It's like some different dude. That's a good one. In The Matrix, Tank says, you know, believe it, you piece of shit, but they say piece of slime.
Wait, they don't even go. They don't even do like party. They do like, or no party. I was just thinking of that. They don't even do like shit, or
no.
Man, I am. Guys, it's Friday. Edit that
Friday.
out. Edit that out. They don't even say like you piece of crap.
No, not piece of dirt, nothing. Piece of slime. I guess because it starts with an S, so like if you were half paying attention to his lips, maybe you'd be like, oh yeah, he said that.
I wish they replaced every censor with party, even if it didn't fit at all. Like, you son of a B word, you son of a party.
Kiss my party.
Oh my, that reminds me of whatever hockey police guy from Family Guy. What was it?
I was gonna mention
It was
him.
like,
Isn't it just hockey cop?
yeah.
It was like, I feel like, yeah,
Cop.
yeah, Rutowski, that's right, or something like that.
Fuck you. Get the fuck out of my town.
Oh, I'm not a real cop. The actual police are here.
Go fuck yourself.
Those are classic.
So apparently, not to change the subject, but to change the subject, I am absolutely blown away with how insanely popular this new Fire Emblem game is. Like, have you guys heard about, like, I haven't heard this kind of stuff in years. Like, literally, like, you cannot find a physical copy of that game.
Oh, really?
Like, it is sold out everywhere.
It's been trending for like a week straight.
I know, and I can't believe it. Considering that, like, after the Ike's games, that the franchise nearly died off, like, and now it's like quite possibly, like, it's probably going to be contending for one of like the better selling titles on the Switch, probably the best selling title in the series, at least.
I could see that.
And it's a great game. It is easily one of the best Fire Emblem games in terms of gameplay.
That's exactly what my cousin's been saying. He's saying it, like, plot-wise, it's really good, but just because of how unique it is and all the features, it's like it blows a lot of games just clear out of the water.
Yeah, and I was saying this to my coworker who I got to get the game, and our office has just become talking about Fire Emblem all day, and he agreed with me that it reminds me very much of an old school game that we would play growing up. Like it gives it, I can't even quantify what it is about it that gives me that feeling, but it does, and it's like it just feels like fun to play. Like, I feel like nowadays games very much try to like knock your socks off at every turn. It's like this game will change the way you see gaming. So and it's like Fire Emblem doesn't like this one doesn't try to do that. It just does. It just feel like it's just enjoyable. It feels like a game, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and I was talking to my cousin about it, and I was saying, just based on what I've heard about it, every Fire Emblem game since they essentially rebooted the franchise with Awakening has been better than the last one, or at least different. Awakening and Fates were kind of similar, but at least it was a step in the right direction with Conquest's gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good sign that they're going to get more creative.
Yeah.
It's still like not as big as Pokemon, right?
Well,
no, not yet.
Well, that might change. I was about to say, it's funny that Fire Emblem, which was kind of like infamous for being this perpetually dying franchise, is suddenly like super well received, and now Pokemon is about to like swap places to be like just this like hated game.
Zombie of a franchise.
Yeah, I really hope the new Pokemon game isn't as bad as people are thinking it's going to be. I really do, just because like it would just suck to see a game that we all grew up with kind of just go down. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Pokemon is like a big bank. It's just too big to fail.
Bail it out.
Someone would just bail it out.
Nintendo's gonna liquidate all their other franchises.
Yep. Bail out. We got to bail out. I think it's really funny seeing, like, I'll randomly check Twitter throughout the day, and I'll just see Thomas, just replying to tweets, just, like, trying to roast them, and I just find it being the funniest thing in the world ever.
God, Thomas trying to roast people.
Yeah, it's too bad he isn't here to give his opinion on the Pokemon franchise.
That's true. Residential.
Be here
Right,
for another
right,
30
right.
minutes.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he isn't, like, listening in somehow and just be like, why are you guys talking about Pokemon without me?
In 5 weeks, he'll notice.
If he watches.
Yeah.
Dan, you said you had a story about straws.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to collect straws. And
Why?
Did I say this story on the podcast? Even if I did already, I don't care. I'd be amazed if I did already, because like I've tried to look through the footage and I don't remember seeing this one. But pretty much what happened was in 9th grade, I sat across from whoever, and I pull out they needed a spoon for something, okay? And I had a spoon, and I offered it to him, and he then inquired, why, Dan, do you have a spoon in your backpack? And then, of course, I respond with, why the hell wouldn't I have a spoon? And it was kind of, definitely a jump in escalation from there. But I remember at the time, the reason I had a spoon was because I wanted to be known as, you remember Backpack Kid from Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide? Just like every utility you could possibly want in a backpack. That's what I wanted to be. Maybe not to the ridiculous extent as the show, but I wanted to have utensils, like a first aid kit in there, and pretty much over the years I've kind of like gone down on that level of ridiculousness. Like it's barely been a part of my life, but I want to bring it back. So I've been collecting straws. I right now have 2 straws in my possession. They haven't made it to the backpack yet, but I plan on doing that within the next week.
Are they plastic straws?
Yeah, real plastic. And they're going to be
Genuine.
in my book bag soon enough. I've gotten a lot of silverware. I keep forgetting, though, so it's like I've got like probably 20 spoons right now in my car because I keep forgetting to put it in my backpack. But pretty soon I'll be known as Backpack Kid. 22-year-old.
Backpack kid at school?
Yeah.
Or at work?
Yeah.
Edit that out.
Everything's edited in post.
Yeah.
Is it acceptable to wear backpacks around?
I bring a
the office?
backpack to work, but I kind of just leave it at my desk, and I make sure to do the one strap. One strap
Oh,
to
yeah.
look like a fucking
Yeah.
nerd.
The cool kids do a
Yeah.
kickflip out of the office.
Yeah.
Cause
But yeah, I bring a backpack to work.
Okay.
And just put like whatever I need for the day in it.
Yeah, because my dad, he's like a 50-year-old dude working at Vanguard, and he's started to bring a backpack. So it's like, I guess it's just the wave.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be hip.
It's easier. You have so much space for whatever you need.
You know what? I'm sick of backpacks. I have this problem with every backpack I've owned in the past like 5 years. Probably because I've only owned like 2 backpacks in the past 5 years. But I'm tired of backpacks ruining the backs of my shirts. Because the stupid mesh on the back, you wear it, you walk around in it. I don't even know why the mesh is there. It doesn't provide any like weatherproof stuff. And if it does, I'd rather just ruin my backpack because it's ruining all of my shirts. Literally every single shirt in my closet, the back of it, you can feel it. It feels like it's frayed. It's so annoying. I just want a backpack that's like sturdy enough that it can hold my stuff, but not ruin my entire shirt collection.
I think Swiss Guard are pretty solid backpacks.
I still use my Swiss Army
gear.
backpack.
Swiss Army bag.
Yeah, a knife comes out of it.
A knife, a screwdriver, a corkscrew, a bottle opener, whatever you need.
Well, he already has the bottle opener on his shirt.
Does it come with
That's
straws
true.
and utensils?
I'm so on Fridays my office does casual Friday, and you can literally just go in like a t-shirt and jeans, which feels pretty good to not wear work clothes. But and I almost wore my Trogs shirt today, and then I started thinking about it. I was like, that would be a very difficult question to answer if someone asked if that's a bottle opener on my shirt while I'm at work. I'm like, well, as cool as that is, I don't think I want to be bringing that around.
That is a very cool shirt.
That
It's
is
the
a
only
cool
shirt I've ever seen that
Has a
literally
bottle
is. Well, I guess he has a bottle opener, but it's not even like I've ever seen anything come even close to that.
Yeah,
Just in
no
terms of, like-
utility.
Yeah.
The juicer, the hat from SpongeBob.
Oh, yeah. The Foxy Grandpa.
I met a guy with the Foxy Grandpa hat.
Was he a foxy grandpa?
He was a Foxy Grandpa. Hey, did you hear? Sorry to change the subject, but I have to mention something. There is a new character that's coming out for Smash that literally looks like the most broken character I've ever seen in any
Hero?
Smash game. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've kind of not been paying attention to it, but I've heard that I heard something about he's just like RNG the character.
It's
Makes
not
it
even so much RNG. Yeah, it kind of is. But like, if you look at the trailer, pretty much what all of his stuff is. First of all, he has like this shield that like Link has that can like automatically block projectiles.
Okay.
Then on top of that, he has really good projectiles that are kind of like Robin's like Arc Fire and Arc Thunder and stuff like that.
Okay, so you charge up.
Yeah, kind of like that, except that's just like the neutral B. I forget what the side B is. But then the down B is you can choose from about... There's like 50, essentially 50 special moves in total, but only 4 show up at the screen at one time. Imagine Shulk's Monado arts, but it's a different 4 each time. And every single one is like a broken ability. I've seen moves that do like 30 plus damage, and there's one move in particular that can just flat out kill you. You can die at 0% if you get this move. It's a very small chance of it happening. But it's like, how is that okay? And there's
Are there
another move that's
drawbacks?
it's common.
to
There's no drawback except you have like the way the character works is he has a mana bar. It's the only character in the game that has like a a spendable resource bar, I guess. It's not even like little
Except
magic
for
cloud.
Inkling.
Charge meter.
Inkling
What'd you
has
say?
her ink.
Oh yeah, it's essentially like that. I guess is the closest
Okay.
thing. But it's ridiculous because there's just literally so many abilities, and each one is like not bad. It's like he has 50 special moves. It's literally ridiculous.
That is very silly. Speaking of Smash, I heard today that, or maybe yesterday, that it's not even going to be at EVO this year, or Melee is it?
Melee is not. They announced that like last year actually,
Oh,
or a few months ago. It was somewhere between last year and a few months ago. But
because like, I was so annoyed because someone was like, "Oh yeah, EVO's this weekend," and I was thinking to myself, "Oh cool, EVO. Maybe I'll just put on some Evo and like, have that play while I'm playing Fire Emblem this weekend or something. Just watch it in the background. And then literally like the next comment was, yeah, but Melee's not going to be there. And I was like, oh, forget this. I don't care anymore.
It's Brawl only.
So they specifically said Melee. Is like Ultimate going to be there?
Ultimate is going to be there, and it's like the headlining event with the most entrants in like the prime time slot.
Oh.
Interesting.
I'm not sure how interesting Ultimate is to watch, though. Like Melee, I always find interesting to watch, especially like like upper, like top 8 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like Ultimate, I can't imagine that it's.
It really depends on who you're watching. If you're watching like an Olimar versus a Richter, it's like really dry and just people throwing stuff at each other for 10 minutes. But if you get like honestly, if you get like a Mario brother or like 2 sword guys coming at each other, it's actually decently interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Smash 4 kind of always had the issue of just not being very interesting. I think no matter who was playing. I mean, it was fun to play for me, but not like
To eat.
But not to watch. Yes.
Not to watch. That's what I was guessing.
Keeping a nerdy topic in mind, you guys have probably seen that Ninja is switching over to Mixer from Twitch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I think will actually have tectonic impacts on the streaming industry. And I don't use that word lightly. And I don't even like Fortnite, really, but
Does
Twitch
anyone?
or Ninja is like Ninja's like the biggest streamer ever.
Yeah.
And most of the people who use Twitch to watch him are like 14 and just follow him because who else are they on there for? Belle Delphine? Probably.
Oh,
but,
maybe.
But like I don't
So-
know, I actually think that'll change the game
What do you think's
for
gonna happen?
streaming. I just think Mixer will eventually at least rival Twitch, if not surpass it, solely because of him. Like I think other people might start migrating over.
That's
I'll
kind of
just
annoying.
start streaming.
I mean,
I was ahead of the
don't.
curve.
Streaming's not really ever been my thing, but like, just the fact that one person can like set the trend, it's like it annoys me in the same way that like I don't know if you guys heard that like Samsung got like there was leaked like Galaxy Note 10 isn't gonna have a headphone jack. Like the dongle got leaked.
No.
Now I don't know if it's true or not, but I was very annoyed when I found that out because the whole reason I liked Samsung more is because I didn't have to buy wireless headphones, and now they might be literally forcing me to buy wireless headphones, which
Not necessarily. I'll tell you right now. I live off the even Apple. They got rid of the audio jack. There's still like 2 options you can choose from. When you buy the phone, it comes with an
Adapter.
Audio, not even an adapter. They don't give you that. I had to buy that separately. But they give you the lightning cable. It's lightning cable to earbuds.
Yeah,
That's like
the adapter.
No,
the
it's
dongle.
not the adapter. It's literally
It
just
doesn't have the dongle part. It's literally just the headphones with the lightning cable.
Oh,
I
Okay.
didn't even know it existed until I got the phone. And it's like, why didn't they just put the stupid audio jack in there in the first place? But it's fine. I also have an adapter that it's a splitter essentially. Like it goes in one end is the lightning cable, and the other end is one charges your phone, and the other you can put in for headphones.
Now,
it seems
here's-
really unnecessary, and it's pretty stupid. But
now here's a question: did you buy that from Apple?
Yes.
Because then, okay, yeah.
Oh wait, which one?
The splitter.
The splitter I did not. I don't even know if Apple sells it, but you have to be very careful if you're shopping online because you have to really read the reviews because almost all of them, like 90% of them, say it stopped working after a week.
You know what's funny? The guy in my office with me, who's playing Fire Emblem right now, he was looking at getting a GameCube adapter for his Switch, GameCube controller adapter, and he was apparently the ones that are made by Nintendo are now no longer made and are super super expensive to find. Like they're being sold on Amazon for like $60.
I'm not surprised by that. Actually.
Yeah, and then there's all like the knockoff brands that are being sold at for like 20, which is about what I paid for mine.
Yeah.
And I remember don't the cheaper like the off-brand ones can't they like destroy your controller essentially?
Yes, there is a chance if you plug it in to the knockoff brand, there's a chance you're not getting your controller back. Or if you do pull it out, it literally splits the controller connector in 2. It's like the inner shell that gets stuck in the port, and the outer shell that you now have in your hand, wondering what the heck just happened.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
there's workarounds to it, like super glue, but nothing really better than that.
Ugh. Yeah. I did warn him about that. That it's like, yeah, that will like ruin your controllers. But I mean, I
Yeah.
understand he doesn't want to pay $60 for something.
It's also a rare thing. It usually
Yeah.
is.
Anyway, going back to Ninja, what is his appeal? I've never watched Ninja.
I've actually never watched him either.
I don't get, like, why do people like him? You know, like, there's different streamers that are funny and, you know, like, or just like thinking about like YouTubers, you know, like there's like Game Grumps who they're funny but they've got this more chill vibe, and I just kind of like listening to their interactions and just like they're just funny guys. And you have Achievement Hunter who are these like rambunctious idiots that are very high energy and a lot of fun to watch. So like with YouTubers, I get that there are these differences, but like what does Ninja bring that makes him so popular? Like
I don't watch him, but I think it just boils down to the fact that he's really good. Like, this is going to be one of the nerdiest things that have ever come out of my mouth, but I don't think there's ever been someone so dominant in like a video game as him.
he's just like that good at the game.
Yeah, he's a gamer god, a G-boy.
Hey guys, it's me, Gamer God 88. It's a Jax Films reference.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know, he's got
Classic.
quirky hair.
He's got the hair.
I've never watched him.
Hair is a
I just think he's
personality.
just so good that watching him embarrass, you know, like 13-year-olds with lesser motor skills is cathartic.
Lesser motor skill.
That's what my brother always says when he plays Phantom Force on Roblox. It's like their Battlefield, Call of Duty, Roblox version shooter. And, you know, the only people who play Roblox are like 12-year-olds. And apparently my brother, who just goes on and destroys them.
That's fantastic.
It's like literally taking candy from a baby.
Oh yeah, I've got a story I wanted to say. I went to the grocery store today, and I think I've done something. I'm not going to say I'm the first person to ever do this, but it's definitely the first time I've ever done it in my life, where I went to the store and I unshoplifted.
What do you mean by unshoplifted?
Do you want to take a guess as to what that means?
I
you-
think you.
Okay,
I have
go
a
ahead.
guess.
Yeah.
I think you bought something like water bottles and you had it on the bottom of your cart and you walked out without paying them, and then you were like, "Oh crap!" And so you took it back in the store and paid for it.
It's close to that.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought he was going to say, but I think you bought something, started walking out, realized you didn't want it, and put it back after paying for it.
And I did not get the refund?
Yeah, you didn't even bother. You just walked out.
Okay.
I don't think that's true because I know Dan. He would get that. He would get that goddamn refund.
Especially if I had the receipt in my hand, you better.
That's true. That is true.
Brian, do you have a guess?
I had something in mind, but then there were so many ideas that I just don't have a guess anymore because there's so many different possibilities now.
Okay. So I was in the self-checkout line, and I'm just loading up my grocery thing. And I noticed for one of the items, it was a package of ground meat, and the barcode was kind of like folded in one corner of the thing. So it wouldn't scan, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't fully exposed. So I was like, dang, what am I going to do? And so I could have went back to the ground meat section, but that was on the complete other side of the store, and I was already in the self-checkout line, and there was like a line behind me for me. And so I was like, dang, I gotta come with the solution. I don't want to shoplift, but, you know, store, you're not leaving me with a lot of options here. Especially with the self-checkout line, I feel like you're asking to be robbed. But I chose the moral high ground, and I went with not the shoplifting option, but the unshoplifting option, which is essentially I went with literally the closest thing that was to me, which happened to be like a pack of granola bars. And I picked it up off the shelf, scanned it, and then put it back. And so then that accounted for the price that I would have been, that I did end up stealing, essentially. I stole the ground meat, but I paid for it with another item that I did not purchase. And you know how sometimes the universe just sends you little messages that say, you know, Dan, you did the right thing in this scenario. Well, I got one of those messages when I looked at the receipt for how much the ground meat that I stole versus the price of the thing that I replaced with, and it was literally almost the exact same price. Like it was all like, for instance, I got the ground meat for like $5, and the granola bars were like $2.25. So it was literally like, just a couple bucks off.
So Dan, I have a question.
So then, let me finish it.
Okay,
And then I
hold on
scanned
a
it
second.
twice, and it was literally a dime off. So
I'll be right back, but then I have a question.
okay.
My question is, I hope you enjoy. This isn't really a question. I hope you enjoy jail, Dan. I'm wearing a wire.
Crime.
No.
We're recording this call.
This is 5 weeks later, so they can't arrest you for something that you.
The statute of limitations for stealing ground beef.
Is that true?
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
read the rule book when I.
Okay. All right. Here's my question.
Okay.
Did you ever consider,
Yes.
when you
Well, no, I tried
saw that the barcode wasn't scanning? Did you consider just going to an employee and telling them the barcode isn't scanning, and they would probably just take the meat, go back to the ground meat aisle, get another one, and then come back and give it to you? Or they might just manually enter in the ground meat. Like there are.
Yeah,
My question is, there are many options to
Besides
other than
unshot.
grabbing something else,
Yes.
scanning it, and saying good enough.
I did think about that. It was to the point where I was too embarrassed to ask, which in hindsight I had no reason to be embarrassed. But I
It's
still
not
felt
your
embarrassed.
fault.
And as far as the barcode thing, I tried to enter it on my own, but that didn't work either.
Did
Well,
you
no,
click
there's
on
like a
enter
code.
item number or
Yeah,
enter
yeah.
PLU number? Because
I
they're different.
think enter item number.
Okay, because item
That's
numbers,
probably
like, if you have bananas, it's usually 4011. Gala apples 4135. I still remember back from my days as a bagger.
You worked
But
at a grocery store?
yeah, my first job,
I
Wegmans.
was thinking about that the other day, Nick, and I was like, I remember you worked at the movie theater,
Mhm.
Regal, and then you worked at Kohl's, and for the life of me, I couldn't piece together which job came first for you.
The first one was Wegmans, and that was pretty fun until they made me an accountant, which was pretty cool for like a month because I was like 16 and auditing.
I remember this. This is
Employees.
a story where you learned how to cut paper without scissors.
Yeah, it's actually pretty dope. We just had a very nice countertop that I was able to tear. I think my prime, I could tear 12 papers in a row on the edge of that counter. That was pretty hype. Yeah, at once. It was like the Olympics back there. There's this one dude back there who could seriously do like a sack of 25. He was a god, though.
You should have a Twitch stream.
He should
I'm
have
sorry,
Twitch
Nick.
streams.
You mentioned Kohl's. So there's a Kohl's right by where I live. This morning I'm going to work, and I turn out of my apartment complex, and just like right on that street, and I noticed that there's a ton of cars parked on basically like bumper to bumper, both sides of the road. I'm like, what? And I didn't think of anything of it at first. I was just kind of like, there's a lot of cars on the road today. It's kind of weird. And then I noticed like down at the end of the street where there's kind of like a dead end, all that was filled. I'm like, there must be like an event going on or something. And then I turned the corner, I turned left towards the Kohl's, and there were more cars lined bumper to bumper, both sides of the street. And then I noticed that the entire Kohl's parking lot was filled with cars. And it was insane. There was a line of people at 7 a.m. just lined up to go to Kohl's. And I was not the only person that noticed this. We spent like half an hour at work trying to figure out what was going on, because we looked it up online on the Kohl's website. There was no big sales. There was like a 30%, but it's Kohl's. They always have 30% going on.
That's true.
There was no indicator. There was just this massive crowd, and I've never seen a store so packed on like a random Friday.
Did you figure it out?
No, we have no idea what it is. We were thinking like, wait, are they like protesting Kohl's? Like,
Probably a Mormon.
Barring the doors.
yeah, they apparently they had like balloons up around, and someone said they saw like police lights as well. So like, it's a mystery what the heck was going on there.
I thought maybe they were like liquidating the store and closing down. Everything must go. but if it wasn't online, I have literally no idea what that could have been.
Yeah, plus, I mean, there'd be signs that say,
Yeah.
eliminating it must go.
Everything must go. 120% off.
We are literally giving you money.
I've noticed, actually, I have a problem. I am in the same... I don't know. I don't want to say the same boat as Tyler, because I have no idea. Never mind. I'm not in the same boat. I'm in my separate boat out there in the middle of the water, where I literally don't know where to buy clothes anymore. Because I literally went to Kohl's and Marshall's whenever I needed to get clothes, and now I don't... I guess I never even looked for them. But I was thinking about it. If there wasn't a Kohl's, where would I buy clothes? Like, what stores sell clothes?
Dan, let me tell you today.
Yeah.
I was at, the outlets by good old Philadelphia Premium Outlets.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, what's in Banana Republic? Anyways, bananas? And I finally went in, and that place is like, I am a young adult who just got a job. That is made for people our age. It's all
really?
like, business to business, casual, trendy, smart, but also colorful and hashtag quirky clothes.
Let me
that.
guess, like a bunch of office quotes on it, on the shirts and stuff.
Oh God, God, that's Hot Topic and Spencer's, but there was, I'm trying to think of, it looked like if I was the costume director for ABC's hottest new drama where a young girl gets her big break in New York City, I would.
I'm Laura.
Yeah, exactly. I would shop at Banana Republic to find the outfits.
But the entire budget is just spent at Banana Republic.
Yeah, Banana Republic and H&M, just because I love H&M. Shameless plug.
Does H&M sell clothes? I remember they had one at State College, and I always thought it was a bagel place. I mean, obviously, after I passed it enough times, I figured I'd put two and two together. I also thought that H&M and Target were the same store for a while. Like, it was just like, you get to Target by taking up the stairs in H&M, and then this second floor of the mall type thing.
Yeah.
You take the escalator. That was not at all the case.
Yeah. H&M is still doing well. I'm actually wearing a shirt by them right now. Favorite store.
My advice for buying clothes, well, shirts anyway. I mean, I buy all of my t-shirts from the internet, so going to the store to buy a shirt to me is like a kind of weird idea. Like, I wouldn't do it unless I'm being forced to do so.
Someone puts a gun to your head. You will go into this Marshall's and buy whatever you want.
Well,
for your
when I say forced, I mean my mom is like, "You need a new shirt," and I say, "No, I don't."
Oh, that's
yes,
actually...
you do. And I say, "No, I don't." And then she says, "I'm buying you this new shirt," and I say, "Please don't." And she buys it. Now I have a new shirt.
Tyler,
by the way, that's the story of how I got throw pillows at my apartment.
Hey, me too, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, throw pillows.
I was like
throat pills.
No, I was like, one pillow's good enough, maybe two if I want to put one on my feet. And they're like, no, you got to make it look nice. You need little throw pillows, make it symmetrical. 2 more pillows.
Oh,
they're not even big enough.
I have a bunch of problems with throw pillows, but just to finish my thought with online clothes, I swear, I am an extra large in shirts at any store I go to, but on the internet, I'm a large. And it throws me off every time that whenever I buy a shirt, it inevitably ends up I'm never wear it because it's either, if I get the extra large, it's 2 sizes too big, or if I get the large, it's a size too small. And it's I can't buy shirts off the internet.
That's weird because I feel like a lot of shirts on the internet, especially on Redbubble, are cotton, 100% cotton. So they would get smaller. So it's weird that larges on the internet are good.
I think I've talked to you guys about this before, but I have a shirt from Japan that I got extra large, thinking because that's my size that I normally wear. I was thinking, yeah, that's fine. But what I failed to take into account is that it's Japanese extra large, which is about an American large. So that thing is it's like a compression shirt.
That's interesting, actually. Differences in country size.
Yeah.
I think one thing to try, which I haven't tried this before, but I've seen commercials about it all the time, is the whole Amazon Prime wardrobe thing that they have.
Oh yeah, what's that about?
So I think it's literally you select clothes that you would want to wear, and they send them to you, and then you have a period of time where you can say yes, I want this, or no, I don't. And if you want it, you just keep it. If you don't want it, you send it back.
Free
And
shipping?
then, I don't know what the whole cost situation is. I think I would think you don't have to pay for it unless you want it. And like if you do want it, then you have to pay for what parts you want.
I'm a huge fan of the wave of subscription based like products now. I think it's a really good idea. I don't actually have anything like, I don't know, for instance, a lot of girls might do something where they pay $5 or $10 a month and then they get makeup every month, like 5 things. And I know there's like, nerd boxes or whatever that you can pay 30 a
Loot
month.
boxes.
Yeah, loot boxes and stuff that they
Nerd
send you.
box.
Hashtag gamer
Dollar
boxes.
Shave Club.
Yeah, Dollar Shave Club. Brought to you from every YouTuber that has ever made a video. Except you, Dan.
I'm
Get
working
a
on
Dollar
it.
Shave Club
I
sponsorship.
need my first real sponsor.
I would
Might
recommend
actually.
Audible.
Yeah, Audible's another
Audible
type.
stands for
Alpha Brain. Casper mattresses.
Oh, so have any of you seen the new Quentin Tarantino movie, Once Upon a Time in the West? Or in the West in Hollywood?
I have not.
I
heard
want to
about-
see it.
Is it good?
I hear it's really good. I hear people are saying like, it's in his top 5, which is actually a pretty strong competition to be in. So
Yeah.
that's cool. It's just like 3 hours long, and
I'm
just
okay
devote
with it.
It's
Yeah.
a Tarantino movie. They're all super long.
I know, but
The one thing I heard was that if you were to watch it, and this is, I don't think it's a spoiler, but just get some background knowledge, do some research on, I think, Charles Manson, I think the guy's name is.
yes, and Sharon Tate. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, you should know that going into the movie. And here, I'll give you a little bit of learned knowledge. Charles Manson was a crazy guy who basically started a cult called the Manson family, and he convinced the Manson family to kill actress Sharon Tate, and she was pregnant, I think, at the time too. I don't actually know why they did it, but I do know that they wrote Helter Skelter in her blood on the wall, and Helter Skelter was the name of a Beatles song because Charles Manson thought the Beatles were talking to him in his songs, telling him to do stuff like that.
Oh, God.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I watched this YouTube video. It was kind of like a documentary about this YouTuber. This is barely relates, but it's about this YouTuber named Airsoft Fatty.
That's a good
Do
name.
you guys have you guys ever seen any of his videos?
I have
don't think
not.
His videos, some of his videos have like millions of views, but it's very much like people watch it to kind of make fun of him because he's this incredibly obese guy that does like Star Wars lightsaber battles, and there's one where he like falls over and he's like,
Oh,
my
yeah, I've
ass."
seen that.
Yeah, well, iDubbbz did a documentary about him, basically. It's like an hour-long video. He goes and meets the guy and his friends and talks with him. And there's this dude in the documentary that it's like his friend that's like the guy he's fighting in all the videos. And he makes some offhanded comment when he's interviewing him about like if he got hurt or if he died or something like that, and this guy is like, well, if I died, this world is fucked, and he's like, what? And then like they're trying to like pry out of him, like, and then I should say this guy is clearly has some kind of mental disability of some sort, and he's like, but they're trying to like try to figure out what he means by that, and he goes like, well, this one time I like passed out, and I heard this laughing, and he just ends it there, and they're like, well, what does that mean? And he goes like, but the laughing wasn't my own. And so they're like, oh, so you got like some kind of like demon, and they're like, yeah, so like if I like lose consciousness, like that thing's gonna take over, and they're just kind of like, oh. But the whole documentary is like, it's very strange because like I don't know how to feel about the whole thing because like I said, it's like they're pretty clearly making fun of this guy, or like there's a lot of times that he'll say something and then the iDubbbz will just like look at it, give the camera a look, like an office look. But like at the same time, then you hear that like I heard that like this guy is actually like a huge like douchebag. The fat guy. He's like one of those people. Like he's like, guys, I'm dying of this disease. Please give me money. I don't have any money. And then like 2 weeks later, he's like, I just bought this crazy new expensive thing. You know, so it's just like, I don't know how I feel about it. It was very interesting just to see that this person exists and just kind of like see like the light, like what kind of what kind of environment creates a weird YouTuber like that.
Were you
Does he
raised
live?
on a farm or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he lives in Michigan.
Okay.
Battle Creek, Michigan, I think the name of this.
That's a dope name for a town.
Yeah, but it's like a shithole.
Oh.
Well, after all the battles, of course. Makes sense.
Digressing real quick, the reason I brought up Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is because...
sorry, I completely...
Oh, no, that's okay. I almost forgot why I brought it up, but I remembered because I have a mini rant prepared around that movie. I haven't seen the movie. I'm sure it's fine. I like Quentin Tarantino. But I saw an article that was like, 8 things that, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood got wrong. And it made me realize how much I hate those types of articles.
Yep.
Anytime any sort of movie, historical fiction, biopic, they mention someone's name who actually existed in real life, there's a billion articles that are like that, and they're so lazy and low effort, and I feel like only one person actually does research, and then the rest just copy paste. And it's just like, nobody cares. We're going to see a movie. I don't care. Sometimes people can get up in arms if it's like an important event that they left out, but like specifically for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, oh my god, it's fiction. Like, yeah, obviously it deals with people who really existed, but you know what? So did Inglourious Bastards, and quite clearly that movie was not.
Yeah, I think the number one thing Inglourious Bastards got wrong in history was when the Americans killed Hitler.
In a movie theater by blowing him up.
Like
Doesn't
100 Nazi
that affect some things in some of his other movies? Like the fact that this is like a alternate timeline where American operatives like snuck into Germany and killed Hitler. Like I feel like I've heard that actually like somehow like there's like a throwaway line about it in one of his other movies.
There might as
That
well
would be
could
really
be.
funny.
I mean,
Yeah, Go
Sticking
ahead.
with the Quentin Tarantino thing, I forget. I know I was having a discussion like a week ago with some of my neighbors, and we were talking about Tarantino's new film and how Tarantino said at some interview or something that he's only going to make like 10 films, and like out of all the films he's made so far, which this new one that just came out is like number 8. None of them have been bad, which is impressive.
Yeah, he's really like a kind of like a Michael Bay level of notoriety, but without like any of the memes. I would say he's only gotten really good reviews, and he kind of has like a cult following almost.
Hey, his movies are just, I think, really fun and unique. And because, like Inglourious Bastards, they take a familiar setting or a familiar story, and then they just go off the rails with it.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I really like it. But
Role.
going back to like the whole clickbait article thing, so I use it's what fandom.com. It's like a wiki that a lot of like different like shows or series will use just to like consolidate information about it. And because of that, I see a lot of the articles that are like from like articles that website writes, and they make my blood boil with clickbait. Like just a lot of things like for instance, I'm looking at these 2 right now that are on it that just are like suggested on the side of the web page would be like How Upside Down became TV's scariest alternate dimension. 5 things we learned at the Carnival Row San Diego Comic-Con panel. It's like that's the thing is whenever they use the word we, like things that we loved about the ending of Game of Thrones or whatever, whatever. It's like just these like
is that true?
Horribly cringy like clickbait.
Sorry to interrupt.
Just like clickbaity, crap articles. And I hate that this is like most things written on the internet these days. Like most articles written these days are just like scientists just learned this shocking fact about horse penises. I don't know. Like it's just like it's so annoying, and I wish you could just never go on the internet ever again.
Filter out clickbait.
Exactly, just in terms of like that kind of stuff. I never want to see that stuff.
You know what I feel like a lot of it is our own fault, and the way. Well, first of all, I just need to explain why I was laughing earlier and what I was talking about. Thomas just joined the chat in Skype. I don't think he can actually hear what we're saying, but he just sent one message saying he's playing Drunk Mario Party, which Drunk Thomas is a story for another day. But I just want to mention, I feel like we've really done ourselves in terms of the reason we have all of these little, pop-up ads and all this kind of quote-unquote free stuff that really we're paying for it in other ways. It's because we're really, as a people, as humanity, just doesn't want to pay for anything. We want it to be free. So we get it in the forms of minor inconveniences to our everyday life, such as these ads and everything else.
Right. Yeah. Sorry, you were about to say something.
I was just going to say I hate it that the road we've come down to, but at the same time, I know I've contributed to it. Like how many times I've, instead of paying like $1 for an app, I'd rather just get the free version and get burdened by ads and stuff like that. So
I'm kind of slowly realizing the appeal of paying for stuff. Like I got Discord Nitro the other week, and because I realized I use Discord for 90% of my conversations with people. So I don't know why I'm not paying money so I can use whatever emojis I want. And it's just it's completely different. It's I feel like if you're going to be using something a lot, you may as well pay for it to get the best version of it that you can get. Similar thing, I just started getting Spotify because I can listen to a lot of music that I don't have on my phone, and I don't, and then it's I can just listen to as much as I want, and it's, there's all I have to do is just pay whatever the fee is. I think it's $15 a month, and it's unlimited music.
Yeah, we were talking about that before the podcast. Actually, I only just discovered yesterday, and I guess today, how Spotify works.
Oh,
I'm 2 or 3, at least 3 years behind.
At least.
Yeah.
I just recently, right before, the day before my trip to Florida, I got premium for Spotify just because I wanted to download the music so I could listen to it on the plane. And ever since then, because I would normally use Spotify almost every day while I'm working, I'll just throw in the earphone so I have something to listen to, so it's just not silence. And it's made all the difference in the world because I don't feel like paying for my music anymore through iTunes, since I think Apple's changing their whole music policy, and fuck Apple Music.
I think I have a relatively unpopular opinion that I really like Pandora. I know, at least for people our age, that's not super, common to use Pandora over Spotify. But for me, it's just because I know I would play the same 4 songs over and over and then get tired of them. So I like that Pandora spices it up. Also, and I don't want to say this just in case they find my phone, there's some weird glitch with my phone. Maybe it's an Android thing, but I have unlimited skips on Pandora. So if I really don't, and I don't pay, it I run out of skips, but I can just back out of the channel or whatever, the station, go to a different one, then go back to the original one, and it skips it for me, which isn't supposed to happen. It's supposed to just pick up where you left off.
That's funny.
So maybe I'm just lucky. But
that reminds me of the glitch I used to have with my Xbox, where with all the digital content that they'd have, if literally anyone on my friends list bought a game, I'd just have it for some reason.
I remember that.
Recently, they cracked down on it though, and now I have none of my games. Like I even lost, I lost Worms. You know, that's where I first noticed it.
Oh.
That's a shame. What a classic game.
But yeah,
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, I have an idea. I think we're kind of getting towards the end.
Yeah, we're pretty much ready to wrap it up at this point.
So I have a question straight from Ask Reddit. This is at the top. This is probably at the top of Ask Reddit right now, with 45,000 upvotes. What would people take more seriously if it had a different name?
That's a really good question.
Is it multiple choice?
No, just
Think of anything that's
for
goofy.
instance, I'll give you the top answer right now, just so you can maybe start thinking about some things. For instance, if people called sunburns radiation burns, because that's what they are.
Ooh.
That's
a
true.
really good one, actually.
I was thinking of Hooters, but that's way better answer.
Man,
Let me think.
I don't know. Because there are some words that I think are kind of funny and don't sound bad, but just because they've had such a long... Like rabies, for instance. That's kind of a silly word. If you
Sounds
didn't
like-
speak English, it'd be unassuming. But just because we are human beings and have lived on Earth, we're aware of what rabies means, so it is kind of scary. Oh, God.
What about I was gonna say something. Oh yeah. What about heart diabetes? Do you think they'd take that more seriously if they called it something like I don't know,
Low
pressure?
blood, low blood pressure.
Like I don't know
Here's
why
a
they
really-
call it heart diabetes.
Here's a really good one: fanny packs.
Oh, that actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't wear fanny packs solely because of the stigma. But here's the question: is it because of the name or because of like if they were called like man packs or something?
Big dick pouches.
Yeah, exactly.
Ab satchels.
If it would be any less, or any less or more effeminate.
Apparently they're coming back in. I don't fully agree with it, but it's like, cool now, in air
I got
quotes.
So you're telling me next is going to be leg warmers? Those are coming
Yeah.
back?
Someone told
big,
me. You can go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, then big hair, like massive, copious amounts of hairspray.
When I was in Europe, and I was in a hostel in Switzerland, there was this English guy, John, that I met, and we were talking about fanny packs and how they were coming back. And he was like, "It's so weird to me because, like fanny in English slang is a vagina." And that kind of makes sense when you think about where you put it, like how you wear it. Because fanny for us is a butt, but you don't wear it backwards. So it's like, he's like, it's just weird that you guys just say that fairly, benignly.
There you have it.
Hashtag
Anyone that
cancel
wears
fanny
a fanny
packs.
pack. Anyone that wears a fanny pack, therefore, is wearing a vagina. Thus, makes them a giant pussy.
Oh, that's pretty. Wait, what I want? No, I wouldn't want to be a giant pussy. Okay, never mind. I would not
Okay.
buy it.
I have an answer to the reverse of that question, Tyler.
Okay.
Something that people should probably take less seriously, and therefore we should change its name to be more harmless.
Global warming. Ha ha ha.
I'm gonna say pit bulls, because I know there's a huge stigma around pit bulls. But
Okay.
they're really not that bad. Apparently, actually, like, just because of how common they are, there's a much higher rate of, like, golden retrievers and labs attacking people than pit bulls.
Really,
Maybe not-
that golden
maybe not
retrievers
great.
is surprising to me because goldens are like the
I know,
friendliest
so-
dogs.
I think just the sheer volume of them, so it's not a rate, but just like a volume of the attack.
Mm.
But yeah, pit bulls, they just have a bad stigma around them, but they also have a pretty scary name. Pit bull. That's horrifying.
Yeah,
Would you want to be locked in the room with something called a pit bull?
I
No
can take
way.
it.
sounds like a pit fiend, like that one enemy in D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they have like a technical breeder name, but I'm not sure. Maybe we should start calling them that. I think there's some sort of... Oh, right. Well, American Bull Terriers, but that's not really... Staffordshire Terrier? Yeah, okay. Let's start calling them Staffordshire Terriers. That's super harmless.
That sounds like it's like the meme with like Winnie the Pooh in a suit.
All right, start the hashtag trending hashtag Staffordshire Terrier.
I'll be sure to put it in
That
the
is
video.
such a long name.
I know.
It sounds British.
It
Maybe
is, and
means
it's funny
vagina.
because it's actually the American Staffordshire Terrier.
Yeah, if anything's going to be American, we have to make sure that people know it's American by putting it American in the name.
The Staffordshire is pretty misleading, so I guess it makes sense.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess.
Oh, Thomas is about to win Mario Party. For
Yeah,
those
that'll be
who
a
can't
first.
see the chat, that's rare for him. I'm sure we'll hear all about it next week.
Yeah.
If
Well, I
he
guess-
remembers. This is drunk Thomas playing. You got to remember that.
We should get drunk Thomas to talk about it too. That would be fun. I don't think
Yeah.
we would really have to say anything.
Oh, Drunk time. Okay. I think we're ready to wrap it up, and then if we want to keep talking, we can do it in the post show. Okay, so this has been Tootin' in the Deep, the first podcast where we're deciding with the official name, until further notice, of course. I'm Dan, and then I guess it doesn't make sense to do introductions at the end. Never mind, I retract that. I'm Dan. Forget I said it.
He is not
I,
Dane. He is
I
Dane.
am Dan.
No, you're not Dan. You're Brian. And we'll see you next week.
Oh, we
Well,
won't see you. You'll hear
Bye,
us.
guys.
Yeah, I guess you'll hear us. Yeah, so I
Bye,
retract.
bye, all two of you that listen. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
and
make
I'm
those
one of-
jokes forever.
What'd you say?
So I'm gonna make those jokes forever.
Okay.
By all two of
It
you.
never gets old in constellation. Okay. Now we'll wrap it up. Okay. Bye.
Bye again.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. So getting the last clap. Which, by the way, I feel like everyone always did that at whatever you at like
Assemblies.
Everything.
yeah assemblies, and if you ever went to like a field trip to like a orchestra concert there too.
I
Oh, yeah.
always won, and it was always so great.
I remember in a Micro 201, Brian, or 202, you and Andy
Yeah.
got into a last clap battle, and it lasted like seriously 5 minutes
Is this
after
in
the
college?
clapping stopped. Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
lab too, so there was only like 20 of us.